Have you ever wondered how the Nigerian Defense Forces came to be and how they've shaped Nigeria's history? Welcome to a deep dive into the heart of Nigeria's valiant protectors. The Nigerian Defense Forces are made up of three main branches, each playing a unique role in defending the nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity. First, we have the Nigerian Army, the land-based force that is as formidable as it is dedicated. Then, we have the Nigerian Navy, guarding the nation's waters with an unwavering resolve. Lastly, we have the Nigerian Air Force, soaring through the skies to ensure Nigeria's safety from above. Each branch, with its unique history, base, and authority, contributes to the overarching mission of the Nigerian Defense Forces. They are the pillars that uphold the country's security and peace, and they are the heroes that stand between us and those who threaten our livelihood. Let's take a journey back in time to understand the origins of these forces. The Nigerian Army, the land-based force, has a rich history that dates back to the colonial era. This history begins in the late 19th century when the British colonialists established the West Africa Frontier Force, the precursor to the Nigerian Army. This force was primarily used to expedite the colonial conquest and maintain law and order within the protectorate. As the years rolled on, the force evolved, becoming the Royal West African Frontier Force in the early 20th century. This was a period of significant growth and development for the force. Its soldiers, drawn from Nigeria and other British colonies, served in both world wars, earning a reputation for bravery and resilience. The journey towards an independent Nigerian army began in the mid-20th century. After the Second World War, Nigerians began to occupy more senior roles within the force. And by the time Nigeria gained independence in 1960, the force had been renamed the Nigerian Military Force. This was a time of sweeping changes as the newly independent nation sought to establish its own military identity. The Nigerian Military Force was reorganized and expanded, becoming the Nigerian Army we know today. Throughout its history, the Nigerian Army has been called upon to defend the nation's territorial integrity, maintain internal security, and participate in peacekeeping missions both within Africa and beyond. It has faced significant challenges, including the Biafra War in the late 60s and ongoing operations against insurgent groups in the northeast of the country. Despite these challenges, the Nigerian Army has remained steadfast, committed to ensuring the safety and security of the Nigerian people. In recent years, the Nigerian Army has also focused on modernization, seeking to enhance its capabilities and adapt to the evolving nature of warfare. This has included investments in new equipment, training, and infrastructure, as well as efforts to promote professionalism and ethical conduct within its ranks. The Nigerian Army has played a pivotal role in shaping Nigeria's history, but what about its counterparts? The Nigerian Navy, a force that commands the seas, also has a compelling history. Born out of the Marine Department of the Royal Navy in 1956, the Nigerian Navy has since charted its course through the turbulent waters of Nigeria's history. During the colonial era, the Nigerian Navy was a modest force. Its primary role was the enforcement of customs and excise laws and the protection of the colony's coastline. It was a period of steady growth and development for the force, as it learned to navigate the complexities of maritime security. However, the Nigerian Navy's evolution truly began following Nigeria's independence in 1960. The newly formed government understood the importance of a strong naval force for a country with such extensive coastal borders. The Nigerian Navy was restructured and expanded with the establishment of the Naval Defense Force in 1964. The Navy's role became increasingly significant during the Biafra War from 1967 to 1970, where it was responsible for enforcing the maritime blockade on the breakaway state of Biafra. The Navy's actions during this period were crucial in bringing the conflict to a close. Post-war, the Nigerian Navy continued to grow in strength and capacity. With the discovery of oil in Nigeria's territorial waters, the Navy's role expanded to include the protection of Nigeria's maritime resources. Today, the Nigerian Navy is a modern force equipped with state-of-the-art vessels and committed to ensuring the security of Nigeria's waters. Over the years, the Nigerian Navy has not only protected Nigeria's territorial waters, but also contributed to international peacekeeping efforts. It has evolved from a modest colonial force to become a significant player in Nigeria's defense and security. The Nigerian Navy, like the Army, has been instrumental in Nigeria's defense, but there's one more force to explore. The Nigerian Air Force, the youngest of the three, has a unique story of its own. Born out of national necessity, this vital arm of the Nigerian Defense Forces came into existence in April 1964. The Nigerian Air Force was conceived amidst a rising wave of decolonization, a time when Nigeria was carving out its identity on the global stage. During the colonial era, air defense was primarily a function of the British Royal Air Force. However, as the winds of independence swept across the African continent, the need for a sovereign air defense system became increasingly apparent. The Nigerian government, under the leadership of Prime Minister Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, responded by establishing the Nigerian Air Force. The Nigerian Air Force's primary mission was to secure the nation's airspace, but its role quickly expanded in response to domestic and regional challenges. One of its earliest tests came during the Biafra War, also known as the Nigerian Civil War, which raged from 1967 to 1970. The Air Force played a critical role in the conflict, demonstrating the importance of air power in modern warfare. Following the war, the Nigerian Air Force underwent a period of rapid expansion and modernization. The government invested heavily in training and equipment, with pilots and technical personnel attending some of the world's top military academies. This investment paid off handsomely, as the Air Force became a key player in peacekeeping missions across the African continent. In the post-independence era, the Nigerian Air Force has continued to evolve, adapting to the changing security landscape. Today, it is recognized as one of Africa's most formidable air forces, boasting a diverse fleet of aircraft and a highly trained corps of personnel. The Nigerian Air Force's journey from its infancy to its current status as a key pillar of national defense is a testament to the resilience and determination of the Nigerian people. It's a journey that showcases the nation's commitment to sovereignty and regional peace. Now that we've covered the history of all three forces, let's delve into their bases and areas of authority. The Nigerian Army, with its numerous divisions, is spread across the nation. An expansive network of bases forms the backbone of the Nigerian Army. These bases are strategically located to provide comprehensive coverage and quick response times to threats across Nigeria's vast landmass. From the bustling metropolis of Lagos to the arid landscapes of the north, the Nigerian Army maintains a constant presence to ensure the nation's safety and security. The Army's bases are divided into divisions, each with unique responsibilities and jurisdictions. For instance, the 1st Division, with headquarters in Kaduna, is tasked with securing the northwestern region of Nigeria. The 2nd Division, based in Ibadan, oversees the southwest. The divisions extend up to the 8th, each assigned a specific region, thereby ensuring all corners of the country are adequately covered. The Nigerian Army's authority is broad and significant, primarily revolving around land defense. As the largest component of the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Army is granted the authority to engage in combat operations, maintain internal security, and support peacekeeping missions. This authority is exercised under the guidance of the Chief of Army Staff, who acts as the principal military advisor to the President and the Minister of Defense. The Army's mandate extends beyond conventional warfare. They are often at the forefront of humanitarian efforts, providing aid in times of natural disasters or other emergencies. They also play a crucial role in counterinsurgency operations, particularly in the fight against groups posing threats to national security. However, the Nigerian Army's authority is not absolute. It operates within the confines of the Nigerian Constitution, respecting the rule of law, human rights, and democratic values. The Army is accountable to the civilian government, ensuring a balance of power and maintaining the principles of a democratic society. In conclusion, the Nigerian Army, with its vast network of bases and considerable authority, stands as a pillar of security in Nigeria, safeguarding the country's territorial integrity and maintaining peace and stability. The Army, with its extensive reach, plays a significant role, but let's not forget the Navy. The Nigerian Navy, with its command over the seas, has a critical role in Nigeria's defense. The Nigerian Navy's authority extends to the vast expanse of Nigeria's territorial waters, its exclusive economic zone, and even into the high seas. This maritime force is tasked with the responsibility of protecting Nigeria's maritime assets, ensuring the safety of sea lanes for international trade, and supporting the nation's foreign policy. To carry out these tasks, the Navy has several bases scattered across the country. The key ones include the Western Naval Command in Lagos, the Eastern Naval Command in Calabar, and the Central Naval Command in Bielsa. Each of these commands oversees the operations of several naval bases under its jurisdiction. The Western Naval Command, headquartered in Lagos, is the oldest and largest command. It oversees operations in the southwestern part of Nigeria, covering some of the most critical sea routes for international trade. The Eastern Naval Command, based in Calabar, covers the southeastern maritime environment, which includes some of Nigeria's key oil-producing areas. It plays a crucial role in safeguarding Nigeria's oil assets. Then we have the Central Naval Command, established in 2012, with its base in Bielsa. It was formed to enhance the operational capability of the Navy and provide security for the nation's burgeoning oil industry in the central part of the Niger Delta. These commands, with their respective bases, form the backbone of the Nigerian Navy, providing maritime security, ensuring the safety of shipping lanes, and protecting Nigeria's economic interests. The Navy's authority is not limited to security and protection alone. It also plays a significant role in search and rescue operations, humanitarian aid, and disaster relief efforts. It's a force that not only defends but also serves the Nigerian nation. The Navy's role is crucial, but the Air Force also has a significant part to play. The Nigerian Air Force, with its wings spread wide, provides an essential layer of defense. Established on the 4th of April in 1964, this wing of the Nigerian Armed Forces has been soaring high, ensuring the nation's airspace remains inviolate. The Nigerian Air Force operates from several bases scattered throughout the country. The headquarters, located in Abuja, is the Central Command and Control Center. However, the Air Force's reach extends far beyond the capital. The Tactical Air Command, for instance, is based in Makurdi, Benue State, coordinating operations in the Middle Belt and northern regions of Nigeria. Down south, the Mobility Command in Bielsa State ensures swift and efficient air transport and logistics support. These are just a few examples of the many bases that allow the Air Force to cover the nation's vast expanse effectively. The Nigerian Air Force's authority is comprehensive when it comes to the nation's air defense. They are tasked with the responsibility of securing Nigeria's airspace against all internal and external threats. This involves not just military aggression, but also non-traditional security threats, such as smuggling, illegal migration, and even environmental threats like desertification. The Air Force also plays a key role in supporting ground and naval forces during operations. From reconnaissance missions to providing air cover and carrying out strategic bombings, the Air Force's capabilities are integral to the success of many military operations. Furthermore, the Nigerian Air Force contributes significantly to peacekeeping efforts on the African continent. They have participated in missions in Liberia, Sierra Leone, Mali, and Sudan, to name a few, demonstrating their commitment to regional security and stability. So, you see, the Nigerian Air Force, spread across numerous bases and wielding significant authority, is a vital component of the country's defense structure. They not only protect our skies, but also support operations on land and at sea, contributing to a well-rounded defense system. With the Army on land, the Navy in the seas, and the Air Force in the skies, Nigeria's defense is well-rounded. It's been an insightful journey exploring the history, bases, and authority of Nigeria's defense forces. From the birth of these military branches to their present-day operations, we've seen how the Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force have evolved and grown. The Nigerian Army, founded in the early 20th century, has had a profound impact on the country's history. Its bases spread across Nigeria. It maintains the land-based operations and defense of the nation. On the other hand, the Nigerian Navy, with its roots in the colonial marine departments, is responsible for Nigeria's maritime security. Its bases, primarily located along the coastline, serve as the backbone of its operations. The Nigerian Air Force, the youngest of the three, has come a long way since its establishment in the mid-20th century. With bases scattered across the country, it provides the aerial defense and supports ground and naval operations. Despite their distinct histories and roles, these three branches share the common goal of safeguarding Nigeria's sovereignty and maintaining peace and security. Their authority, derived from the Constitution, empowers them to protect the country and its citizens. The Nigerian Army, with its vast number of personnel, is the largest. It has a more substantial presence in the country's internal security operations. The Navy, although smaller, plays a crucial role in protecting Nigeria's extensive coastline and maritime resources. The Air Force, while still smaller, provides the critical support needed for comprehensive defense. In terms of activities, each branch has its unique focus, yet they all collaborate to ensure a robust defense. The Army is often seen in counterinsurgency operations, the Navy in maritime security, and the Air Force in aerial surveillance and support. These three branches, each with their strengths and areas of focus, work together to form a formidable defense force. They are the pillars that uphold Nigeria's security, each contributing in their unique ways to the country's defense. While they may differ in some aspects, they all share the same purpose: to defend the sovereignty of Nigeria and protect its citizens. The Nigerian Army, Navy, and Air Force, each with their unique roles, together form the robust defense of Nigeria.